It's time for the Iowa High School Softball Game of the Week as we're at Roosevelt High School here in Des Moines to bring you this Alliance Conference South showdown between the Des Moines Lincoln Rail Splitters and the Des Moines Roosevelt Rough Riders. With Laura Leonard, I'm BJ Shaven as we're getting game number 2 underway. Game number 1 went to Roosevelt 4-1, and how about the freshman Clara Page showing up in a big way?
Yeah, she really did a nice job. I mean, just right from the beginning, did a great job. Gave up that run right away in the first inning. And you kind of felt like, okay, Lincoln has that one run. You've got Rishis in the circle. She's hard to touch up, but the Riders came back in that second inning and able to put a few runs up on the board. They added another one later on. And then the defense held strong for the Rail Splitters. Kept them in the ball game with that double play, but here's that extra run that the Rough Riders tacked on to give them a little more cushion.
Page really good, 7 strikeouts, gave up just 5 hits, walked 0 batters, and being named the player of the game. Well, when we come back, it'll be time for game number 2. It's Lincoln and Roosevelt here on MC22.
The internet's not what it used to be. With MediaCom, you'll be living and working with new technology.
Welcome to the most unreal reality.
MediaCom's supercharged platform will power a new era of business, speed the creation of new technologies, redefine the rules, and revolutionize everyday living. The biggest thing to happen to the internet?
Since the invention of the internet.
It's happening. Get ready. Anything is possible.
We're getting you ready for the nightcap here, Lincoln and Roosevelt. The Rails actually lead the series 40-17. The team split the doubleheader last year, each winning at their own home grounds, and Roosevelt taking game number 1, and it kind of builds up here. It's the Alliance Conference South Division, and these two teams are tied atop those standings right now at 4-1. Let's see how Roosevelt will line up here for game number 2. And they come in with a fantastic fielding percentage of .980 on the season. They've got Swanson in left, Vukovic in center, Nanny Bell over in right. Infield from third to first with Thompson, Burriola at short, Huggins at second, then Clara Page at first. Behind the dish is going to be Grace Bell. And how about this for interim head coach John Nagel? Jalea Lee is going to get the start here in game number 2.
Well, and out of Lee, you're going to see a lot of fastballs, and most teams know that. About 90% of what she throws is going to be a little heat, but she'll mix in a little rise ball and a changeup every now and again.
And here's the batting lineup that she's going to face from Lincoln that collected just 5 hits in game number 1, but throughout the season they've been very potent, averaging nearly 6 runs per contest. Newhouse is going to lead it off, followed by Haltom, Rishis, then DeFino bats cleanup. Kylie Phillips in the 5 slot, then Ariana Corsby, Ella Faust, Meadow Dahlhauser, and Jaden Rasmussen will be batting 9th. So here we go. It'll be Lee pitching to Newhouse, the first pitch here of game number 2. In there for a called strike, according to the home plate umpire, Bill Borchert. John Freest will call the outs in the field.
Well, just going to be a steady diet of fastballs as we talked about. And as Coach told us, most teams know that with Lee. But, you know, you're ready for that fastball. You let your defense do the work behind you. And he said they have kind of prided themselves on the way they have played defense this season.
Lee making her 5th start of the season. Now has a count of a ball and 2 strikes. She struck out 8 this season, while walking 21 is Lee.
Well, Newhouse didn't like that call. He felt it was up around the shoulders. And those are things that you just have to get. You're in that second game, different umpire behind the plate. You have to know where that strike zone is. Now she knows that pitch in the upper part of the zone. You're going to have to try to foul it off and stay alive.
Opponent sitting at 231 against her. Ground ball headed towards second. Going to be scooped up by Huggins. as Newhouse is retired. So one gone as Huggins makes the play.
You got to get the bat going in a hurry. And Huggins right in the right spot. Watch that one all the way into the glove. Good hands over there and a quick flip over.
Now it seems like we've got a discussion here between Bill Borchard and John Freest. And John Freest is going to make sure that the dugout and the lines are all cleaned and clear. And I believe the local television cameraman going to be escorted out. They don't have a painted protected circle, which, you know, those lines always offer something. So Jake Bend of Channel 5 is going to have to shoot it from somewhere else. Now the batter is going to be Melanie Haltom. She takes ball one here in the initial offering from Jalea Lee. Now the 1-0. Up in Fort Dodge at the state tournament, they have like a little circle for the news people to be in, but
I'm not sure how much protection it offers, but they're all huddled in there together, blocking one another.
This one line shot right field, but foul.
Well, you can see the first two hitters having a little trouble catching up with that speed of Lee. Both hits have gone over to the right side of the field. One's really close, just on the outside part of the chalk line.
Here's the 2-1. That's fouled away again. Trying to get the timing down as Haltom.
Just kind of had to fight that one off. She stepped out of the box, said, yeah, it was in on my hands. I just had to fight that one away.
That pitch misses high for ball three. And Lee was a pitcher last year that towards the tail end of the season really found the zone compared to the beginning. Right now in midseason form, that's a line shot right center field. And taking off for second is Haltom. She'll go in standing up with a stand-up one-out double.
It's going to come in fast. It's going to go out fast. And Haltom got all of that one. And it splits the gap between Vukovic and Nani Bell all the way to the fence. And a good adjustment at the plate as Haltom gets into second base.
That's her seventh double on the season. Rishas after the first pitch, ground ball towards third, and a sharp throw there by Thompson. Able to get Rishas out, and advancing down to third is Haltom on the throw.
Rishas got on top of this ball. A little hopper over to third. A quick check over there at second. But Haltom able to take off after the throw and get to third. Now an opportunity to try to get that first run of the ball game, just like they did in the first ball game.
So Delfino, first pitch misses. Oh no, it's in there for a strike. Just caught the outer edge. So Delfino looking to drive in a run in that opening game. Went 1 for 3. The 0-1 right off the fist, and just going to be foul as Thompson gave chase.
Just trying to battle it off and trying to punch that in to left field. That's what we saw her do in the first inning of the first ball game. Able to shoot one over to left field.
And the 0-2 just misses outside for ball one. Again, this is game number 2. The opening game goes to Lincoln. 4-1. Each team now 4-1 in the Alliance Conference South. So the top of the leaderboard at stake for this one. That pitch misses just down and away. And we're even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lee will toe the rubber and at the ready. Here's the 2-2. That one bounced in for ball 3.
Boy, a nice job by Bell to just slide over on those shin guards and block that ball. Gets by her. That's a run for Lincoln.
Roosevelt's lone loss in league play was a 12-2 decision to Des Moines East. This pitch fouled right back to the screen. And for the Rails, they had been rolling right along in Alliance Conference play, coming into the series with a 4-0 mark. And now trying to get back to their winning ways. Here's the payoff. Check swing, and that'll get down. Foul just down the line.
Boy, she does such a good job of handling the bat, getting out, getting that pitch, and trying to dump it in the opposite field.
Lee going to try to reach back for a little bit more. Unlike Claire Page, who has 6 pitches, Lee predominantly throwing that fastball as that one misses outside for ball 4. So Delfino does her job, draws the walk. That'll put runners on at the corners now for the Southsiders.
See if they take advantage of the situation, see how they handle the runners at the corners, 2 down. See if they're going to put Delfino into motion.
Now to Kylie Phillips, youngster on the squad. Fly ball left center field and making the catch, the center fielder Vukovic, who just held off Swanson long enough to make the play. And that's going to be it for Lincoln. So they threaten, leave 2 runners on. Off of a double, but were held scoreless as we played a half inning of softball here at Roosevelt High School. Let's take a look at the defensive lineup here for the Lincoln Rail Splitters. They come in with a team fielding average of .973 on the year. Dahlhauser in left, Newhouse in center, Phillips over and right. In the infield from third to first with Rishis, Haltom, Rasmussen, Delfino at first. Ariana Horsby behind the dish, and Sarah Verba getting the start here in game number 2. And for Verba, Laura, what do you have for a scouting report on her?
Well, she's got a good curveball, drop ball, a little bit of a changeup. Her fastball is a natural rise to it, so gonna see that move up in the zone when she throws that, and she's just really good at hitting spots.
Well, an opponent's hitting just 183 against her on the season. As you see her strikeout to walk, 20-15. And here's the batting lineup that she's going to be facing for Des Moines Roosevelt. Again, coming in at 4-0 in conference play. They lead it off with Thompson, Huggins, Vukovic, Page, and Scott going to be batting 5th, followed by Jalea Lee. Nanny Bell will bat 7th, and Sloan Swanson and Grace Bell will try to turn the order over to the top. Rough Riders with a team batting average of just above 300. They cranked out 9 hits in that first game against Lincoln. And posted 4 runs against one of the state's best in C.J. Rishis. There's a look just a moment ago at their interim head coach, Joe Nagel. As we get you ready, it's Thompson, Huggins, and Vukovic. And the first pitch is fouled away by Telly Thompson. So Verba getting the start here in game number 2. This Alliance Conference South was expected to be a battle between Roosevelt and Lincoln. And certainly it is that way right now, as that next offering fouled away by Thompson.
Now Verba works quickly in the circle. Once you step in the box, you got to be ready to go.
This pitch again fouled away as Thompson is going to see what Verba has. She has, you mentioned, a repertoire of pitches.
Well, she'll, first hitter of the game for Roosevelt. She's going to see what she can get for a scouting report for the rest of her team, see what Verba is going to throw. She's battled and fouled off 3 good pitches. Now watches one go by.
Here's the 1-2. That one's on the ground towards second and gets through for a base knock. Telly Thompson aboard with a leadoff hit. That's her 3rd hit here in this series.
Well, it was a good battle at the plate. Fouled off several pitches before she was able to turn on one. Rasmussen doing a good job, great effort to try to keep that in the infield, but Tenley Thompson able to get to first base.
So now Isabel Huggins will dig in. Huggins went 0 for 3 in the opening game. Came into this series hitting right at .341. Making her 15th start in as many games this season. Going to start down in the count at 0-1. The 0-1 on the ground towards short. Off the double hop, Haltom unable to get her out. That second hop was pretty high. All right, Haltom decided to not go in between the hops. Watch this
right
bounding
there,
ball.
big hop. Got to her quickly. I'm not sure she would have had a play over at second base either. Thompson got down there pretty quickly. It would have been bang, bang over there. And you're right, that second hop, and that's an in-betweener. That's hard to decide whether you charge that one or not.
Vukovic lays down the bunt. Only play is to first, and good coverage there by Rasmussen to get out Vukovic. So Roosevelt with the table set. 1 out, and Claire Page will dig in.
Good coverage, get the out, move those runners up. Now you're gonna have to play in a little bit, try to cut the runner down at the plate. But you got a hitter at the plate that has been hitting ropes all day long.
Clara Page with a couple of doubles now with 6 on the season. Also has a couple of triples this year, eyeing some RBIs. Lays off that pitch, ball 2. Page, just a freshman, but has garnered some attention from the next level. This one on the ground, foul down the third base line.
Just keeps getting younger and younger that the college is starting to look at the 8th graders and the freshmen, and it's just interesting, I think, how the transfer portal changes some of that, where we're seeing maybe more players head to the junior college level.
Page after this one, fly ball center field. Newhouse will make the catch, tagging from third. Here's the throw, and it's just going to be up the line a little bit, and it's a sacrifice RBI fly. They're going to protest and try to go to third. Is there an out? You're going to see, did she tag in third?
She had a false start because she just wasn't sure. She was waiting for coach to tell her to go. She had a little stutter step. I don't know if she got back to the bag before she took off again.
And it looks like Lincoln wants to talk things over.
Well, he had a little controversy in the first game, here again in the second game.
Again,
get the fly ball here.
They cannot use replay here or come over to take a look at it.
And
you can see the runner at third. There's the catch, and now the runner goes.
So it's hard to say, and what we saw from that vantage point is the home plate umpire was watching the fly ball, and so was the field umpire. So I'm not sure either one of them saw the runner at third, if she did lose contact with the bag or not.
Let's take a look at this one more time.
And there's a tag.
Right.
Catch. And as I said, I think there was a little stutter step, a little bit of a false start.
It's a 1-0 game. As Thompson scored from third on the sac fly by Page. Now with a runner at scoring position, this ball going to drop in. It's going to get past the right fielder and Phillips, and coming in to score is going to be Huggins. And Addie Scott, who continues to swing a big bat for these Rough Riders, puts her team up 2-0.
Ball falls in front, and with 2 out, and sneaks by Phillips out there in right field. With 2 outs, Huggins was on the move right away, on contact, scores easily.
So how about this? Addie Scott, who's been battling for that DP position in this series, just collected her 3rd hit.
No, she's swinging the hot bat, and
her 3rd double.
yeah, and she is a player that has played well and just continues to heat up.
And it's an RBI hit by Jalea Lee to put up Roosevelt up 3-0.
Right back up the middle, and Verba couldn't get the glove down, got out to center field quickly. And the throw comes in. Lee's gonna stay at first base, but a nice slide by Scott into home.
And we're going to have a courtesy runner over at first base here for the Rough Riders. It's going to be Abigail Rocker, excuse me. So Rocker going to be running for Lee at first. So 3 runs across. Thompson, Huggins started off the inning with a base hit for Roosevelt. Vukovic sacrificed them into scoring position, then a sac fly by Clara Page, which netted her another RBI, and then an RBI double by Addie Scott, followed up by the RBI hit there by Jalea Lee. So here's Nanny Bell. Again with Rocker standing at first. Bell ready to go to work after this one. Laser shot, center field, that's caught by Newhouse. A lot of speed, and she finds it in the open ground. But Roosevelt strikes for 3 in the inning. Rough Riders 3, Roosevelt on 4 hits. We'll be back with the second here in a moment. With the lead on Lincoln. As we now go to the top of the second, it'll be Corsby, followed by Faust, and then Dahlhauser. So this part of the order, 6, 7, and 8 for the Rails. And how about that, another 3 spot. Crooked number put up in this series for Roosevelt.
Well, wanting to jump out early, and they did. Put the runners on, got some timely hits. Able to give Lee a little bit of a cushion.
Corsby came into this series hitting at 306. A little bit below 300 right now. Went 0 for 3 in the game 1. Popped up, grounded out, and struck out. That was against Clara Page. 1 ball, no strike here in this at bat. And that pitch misses in for ball 2.
You know, Coach Ellis kind of felt like they were off to a good start, and they have been playing at a high level. And they're experienced. We've talked about it. The 5 seniors on this team, 1 junior, but they also have some younger players coming up through the ranks that are getting some playing time as well. So they've got a system built in that they are starting to, when they graduate players, they have players that are able to replace them in the lineup without missing a beat.
So a 4-pitch walk here to begin the second And you're right. I mean, they've got a youngster in the lineup in Phillips. A lot of seniors. Here's Ella Faust, just a freshman. And it looks like head coach Dominic Ellis is going to go to his bench to get a runner in here.
Sofia Gutierrez is going to come in and run.
Gutierrez scored 3 runs this season. Has stolen a base in her only attempt.
And he said she has speed beyond speed. So let's see if he gets her off and running. A little timid early to start this season, but he said just be loose and be ready to run. You've got the speed and get you around the base paths.
So Faust will stand at the ready. Got a hit. Shows bunt, lays it down perfectly. Thompson, her only play is to first, and the sacrifice is down.
That's what you need to do. Start chipping away at it. Get that runner in scoring position. Good job by Faust to deaden that ball, get it in play, and move the runner.
Now Dahlhauser. That pitch, nice grab behind the dish by Bell.
Got to be active behind the plate, knowing that Lee is going to be bringing it hard, but it could be down in the dirt.
Dahlhauser in that opening game, 0 for 1 with a sacrifice. Senior starting in her 17th game this season. After this one, fly ball, right field, it'll drop in for a hit. Here's a throw to third. Good sharp throw, Thompson. The ball popped out of her glove, but able to retract it back. Dahlhauser will end up at second base, still just 1 out. Boy, a hard slide there by Gutierrez. Popped the ball free.
Well, they know that Bell has probably the best arm on the team, and boy, she got it there quickly, and it was just a little offline. But on that throw, Dahlhauser able to go into second.
Jaden Rasmussen now at the plate with the top of the order looming. 1 out here in the top of the second inning. The 0-1 misses high.
It's like the defense is going to play at normal depth here with runners at second and third, willing to give up the run to get the out.
Again, Bell with a terrific play behind the dish. 2 balls and a strike here to Jaden Rasmussen. She went 0 for 2 in the opening game. Grounded out and struck out. The sophomore came into the series hitting at .243, and that's going to be ball 3. First base open with the top of the order on deck. Now Bell coming out to talk things over with Jalea Lee.
And this is just kind of where, as your catcher, you just kind of go, okay, let's take a little quick timeout. Let's reset. Need you to find the zone. We don't want to load them up. Said let the defense work behind you.
That 3-1 misses inside, and they're loaded. Second walk given up, make it the third by Lee. Bell's going to come out to talk things over along with Roosevelt, and it looks like we may be seeing a change. And yeah, Clara Page is going to grab the ball with them loaded. Page, of course, in that opening game, complete game win, struck out 7, gave up just 5 hits in the opener, but now inherits some base runners. So Lee will go to play first base, and now Page, their ace, back out on the mound. 69 pitches in the first game. So, you know, softball terms, still a bit of a fresh arm there for Claire Page.
Well, and you can see maybe a little disappointment on Lee's face, and has gotten these bags loaded for Lincoln. Paige going to come in and see if she can hold them off a little bit. But, you know, that's the beauty of having two pitchers that you can interchange. You can bring one back in that maybe has a little bit different look. Now you're geared up for fastballs facing Lee. Now you have to reset as a hitter, knowing that you're going to see a variety of pitches.
So Marissa Newhouse will be the batter. Paige getting her warm-up tosses in. Bill Borchard says we're ready. And Newhouse will step in.
And still defense playing regular depth.
First pitch skipped in to Newhouse for ball one. Nowhere to go. The Rails trying to crack this goose egg. And a 3-run lead here for Roosevelt in the top of the second inning.
Telling you what, Bell is earning her keep behind the plate so far here in these first couple of innings.
Here's a bounding ball back up the middle. It'll get through. 1 run is in. They're going to send around the second to throw. Going to be caught up the line. And it's a RBI, 2 RBI single for Marissa Newhouse.
Big hopper pounds it down into the ground right in front of the plate. Hops right up the middle to knock in 2.
Well, you want your big-time performers to make some big-time plays. Newhouse did it right there at the plate. As both Dahlhauser and Corsby scored. Now Melanie Haltom. Haltom 1 for 3 against Paige in game 1.
Several of these seniors for Lincoln going to go on and play softball.
Here's the fly ball lifted out towards left. That's going to drop in for a hit. Station to station as a hard throw comes into third. Not in time, though, to get Rasmussen.
And we're going to get a look at Haltom just dropping this one in to left field to load him up. And again, one of those seniors that she's either hasn't made a decision, going to go to Drake and just going to pursue a degree in nursing, or maybe go down to Graceland and play for Coach Ellis. We'll be making that decision fairly soon.
I'd hope so.
School.
Orientations are happening right now. Here's C.J. Recius with the bases loaded and just 1 out. Recius, after this one, will foul it straight back and out of play. We've got ourselves a 1-run ball game here, 3-2 in the top of the second inning. I always like it, though, when a player or student, unless you're the parent, makes that decision really, really late. Recius after this one, slow ground ball towards throw. Thompson throws home. Bell will cover it up. And Recius will reach on a fielder's choice. Still a 3-2 game. And there are 2 away.
A little slow roller right down to Thompson, doing the right thing, focused on getting it home and making sure of 1 out.
Now Delfino, fly ball, left field. Coming in to make the grab is going to be Swanson. But Lincoln strikes for 2 in the inning. They leave them loaded. We played an inning and a half. This Alliance Conference showdown living up to expectations. 3-2 Roosevelt.
Hot tracks, bright, inner athlete.
Welcome back here to Roosevelt High School with Laura Leonard. I'm BJ Shaban here on MC22. Hope you're enjoying this doubleheader here on MC22 with Roosevelt and Des Moines Lincoln. It's an Alliance Conference South showdown. These 2 teams tied atop the division standings at 4-1 and trying to gain a game on the other, as they were expected at the beginning of the year to be battling it out, and they certainly have been. Here it's a 3-2 game. Roosevelt scored 3 runs in the first. And now it'll be 8-9 top of the order. Sloan Swanson to lead it off, followed by Grace Bell, then to Telly Thompson. So Swanson, standing at the ready, was in the 9 slot in game 1, went 0 for 3. But came into the series to the sophomore hitting at .219 on the year.
She had a little bit of a slow start at the beginning of the season, but against Van Meter got clutch hit or two, and from that point on, it's everything been locked in. She hadn't looked back since and has been swinging a hot bat.
And just made a fantastic play out in left field. How many times do you see that? Person who makes the play is the next one up. Swanson did it. So the count at 2 balls and 1 strike. Here to Sloan Swanson. That pitch misses outside for ball 3. So Verba in trying to work her second inning of work here. In a 1-run game now. That's a called strike.
Good location for that pitch, too. Kind of handcuffed. Swanson couldn't pull the trigger on it. Gets it back to full.
This one on the ground towards short. Up with it is Haltom.
Had a long way to go, Haltom did, to get that one heading up the middle. Able to get over there, right the feet, and make a good peg.
And for Haltom, she's had a lot of close plays over at first that haven't gone her way. And you know the shortstop, even though they're ruled hits, they think they can get everything. And I'm sure that was a little bit of redemption, getting that play by a step. Here's a little lofty fly ball in the infield, going to be hauled in by Rishis, who had to call off Haltom. And there are 2 away.
2 players going after that one. Rishis going back as she was played in a few steps with the lefty hitter up, and the little discussion out there between Haltom and Rishis.
Now to the top of the order in Thompson, who singled and scored in the last inning. This one popped up, but man, that had enough backspin on it. Corsby couldn't catch up with.
Hard one to try to locate. You know, sun's kind of setting, and it's kind of beating down right here onto home plate. Might have been tough for her to be able to even locate that little pop fly.
And the 0-1. So the bases are cleared, 2 away here for Roosevelt in the second inning. Verba. This one popped up behind the plate. Corsby looking for it, just couldn't catch up with it. And
again, I think just tough time locating it right away. Otherwise, would have had a chance at it. And that's one of the things with Verba. She is going to get a lot of pop-ups, a lot of fly balls. We've seen that on this at bat.
1-2 slam off of Verba. The throw to first in time to get out Thompson. That goes 1-4-3 if you're scoring at home. What a way to end the inning. 3 up, 3 down for the Roosevelt Rough Riders. We'll go to the third when we return here on MC22.